All right, so today we are multiplying polynomials. This is day one, and we are in particularly looking at monomials by polynomials. Let's take a look at the warm up, and I'll go ahead and blow this up. Here's the 4 questions you guys need to complete on your warm up sheet. It says, how can I tell if a function is a polynomial? And just a hint, all of the information is in either a graphic organizer or a photable that you guys have completed previously on polynomials. Question 2 says identify the like terms. So I'm not asking you to simplify this. I just want you to identify which terms are alike. My suggestion would be to identify like the variables that are alike and then the constants that are alike. And that's pretty much it. Question 3, it says how do you, or what do you look for to identify the degree? It's multi-choice. So A, is it the constant, B, the coefficient, or C, the exponent? So you can just write the answer in for that or write the letter C, A, B, C with the answer. And then question 4, it says, what is the rule for subtracting polynomials? So this is you guys warm up for today. Again, make sure that you complete this and write it on your warm up sheet. Let's take a look at the learning target and success criteria. Make sure that you copy this on your opening and closing sheet. So the learning target is we are learning how to apply the product rule. We're learning how to multiply polynomials. The success criteria is I can add exponents when multiplying polynomials. I can use distributive property or box method to multiply polynomials. And I can write polynomials in standard form. And remember that is important because everything dealing with polynomial expressions have to be written in standard form. So the opening, guys, we're going to complete this in class today. The very first thing, you will have a sheet or you'll have a note page that has this on the sheet. So the opening says product rule. We have exponents, a to the n. And remember that variables is just placeholders for numerical numbers, okay? So a to the n times a to the m equals, and in this box, you guys are going to fill in. I need to exit out and turn on the writing mode. Click draw. Let's do red. Let's see if I can write on it blown up. I do apologize. It's moving slow now. Okay, a to the n times a to the m is going to be m plus n. Okay, so here we have 2 squared times 2 to the third. When your bases are the same, all right, your base, variable, whatever you want to call it, are the same, then you can, the rule says you can add the exponents. So this first one, we're going to have 2 is our base. And then we have to the second power and then to the third power. So here I'm going to write 2 plus 3. And then over here, you'll just put in the exponent. So 2 to the second power plus 3 plus the third power. This should give you 5. Okay. Let's look at the next one. We have 3 to the third times 3 to the fifth. So 3 is my base. And then I have to the third power and to the fifth power. So 3 plus 5. And again, here I'll just add. So we're going to do 3 plus 5, which is going to give me just 8. And my 8 is a little sloppy. I do apologize for that. Let's just see if I can write this a little bit neater. Okay, that's 8. Finally, we have b, which is a variable, which is what we're going to be using anyway. B to the 6 times b to the 4th. Okay, so b is my base. And then I have to the 6th power. And then I have to the 4th power. Okay, so that's all you guys do. Anytime you multiply variables, please remember that you're going to add the exponents. Okay, now I'm sorry, pause the video at this time to go ahead and copy this down on your note page. Now I want you guys to pause the video, take about 15 minutes to go ahead and complete the laws of exponent product rule assignment. It's only 10 questions, so it shouldn't take that long. And it'll look like this. At the very top, it should say laws of exponent product rule. And I just want you guys to practice using the actual product rule, okay? Pause the video at this time, and I will set a timer for 15 minutes and go ahead and complete that assignment. All right, let's look at multiplying terms. So it says when multiplying 2 terms, and this is the part that you guys actually have to fill in. I don't know why it wasn't underlined, but okay. It's okay. We're going to underline it now. We add the power. So here's multiple examples, more examples of using the power rule, product rule. Okay. So we have 2x to the third times 5x to the fourth. You multiply the two coefficient numbers together. Okay. So they did 2 times 5, and then you're adding the exponents. And I can also write that on here. So really what they did here is 2 times 5, and then to my power, my exponent is 3 plus 4, which is how they got 10x to the 7th power. Okay. And then the next example, we have negative 6x to the third times 3x to the first. Please remember that if there's no exponent there, you have a variable. It's an understood one. So what they did on this next one, we have negative 6 times 3, and then x to the third plus to the first. Okay. So that's how they got negative 18x to the fourth power. All right. And again, I will write out this part and then add it to my note page somewhere. Okay. But this is the actual math that they just completed. Pause the video at this time to copy down this yellow blocks. All right. So now we're going to practice multiplying monomials. It's two ways to do it. You guys have distributive properties, and then you have what's called the box method, also known as Punnett squares, that you will see in biology when you guys cover DNA. And if you already took biology, then you will see it. You have already seen this. But the distributive property way just multiply the two terms together. So the two coefficients. So I'm doing 10 times 9, and then add the exponents. So remember that it's nothing, no power here. So I would just add the number 1 because I do have a variable. So I have x to the first, and it's going to be plus x to the first. All right. So this is going to give me 90x to the second power. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to do this using a box method. In this case, you literally going to have a 1 by 1 box. And the reason why is because you got one piece and another piece. Okay. So 1 by 1 box, I'll have 10x here and 9x here. And just multiply them together. It'll give you the exact same answer whether you use the distributive properties or the box method. So we're going to get 90. And again, it'll still give me the same thing. Remember that these are both to the first power. So 90x squared. Let's look at the next one. Remember that we're multiplying our coefficients. Matter of fact, this might be easier to do this if I highlight it and change colors. And I'll go back and do that here. So I multiplied the 10 and the 9 here. And then I added my exponents here, which is this one and this one. So on this next one, we have 8x to the third. Okay. Times a negative 11x to the 7th power. Again, I'm multiplying my coefficients. I wonder why it won't let me change colors. Let's see. No, it's let me do it. Let's do blue and red. Okay, so we got 8. Pull that up some so I have some room. We'll have 8 times a negative 11. X was already there. I didn't do anything to it. I'm just bringing it down. And then I have to the third power plus to the 7th power. Okay. So in this case, my final answer, 8 times a negative 11 is negative 88x. And then when I add these, I get 8, 9, 10. So to the 10th power. Okay. That's my final answer. And I'll do the box method as well. Remember, you'll just have a 1 by 1 box because you only got a monomial times a monomial. So this is 8x to the third, and this is negative 11x to the 7th. Okay. So again, it's still going to give me the same answer, negative 88x to the 10th. Okay. Pause the video at this time to copy this down in your notes. This is another example, guys, and I'm going to actually not finish the entire problem and let you guys fill in the rest. So on this one, when I do the box, I have a negative 5x to the fourth, and I have a negative x. Okay. Remember, if it's nothing there, it's an understood one. So this is actually a negative 1x, and this would be to the first power, and that one's already to the fourth. In my box, I'm going to go ahead and multiply, but I want you guys to finish it. So it'll be negative 5 times a negative 1. Okay. And then I have x to the fourth plus x to the first. So now all I want you guys to do is then tell me what my final answer would be and fill that in on your note page. Okay. So these are multiplying two monomials.